VCISO.au Cyberwatch, May 1st, 2025. Welcome to today's curated cybersecurity intelligence summary. This edition brings strategic insights into active threats, emerging vulnerabilities, and tactical recommendations to strengthen cyber resilience across industries. 1. Ransomware exposure. Warning: what can steal, Australia. Context. Although no ransomware attacks were publicly disclosed across ANZ in the last 24 hours, threat actor chatter and data leaks suggest pre-exploitation activity. One key alert: 17 GB of corporate data allegedly from Watkins Steele, including employee PII, client files, project info, and financial records, is being prepared for leak. vCISO recommendations: data exfiltration monitoring. Implement outbound traffic analytics and DLP alerts for potential data staging. Third-party risk management. Evaluate supply chain risks tied to construction sector partners. Ransomware readiness assessment. Ensure EDR, immutable backups, and ransomware tabletop simulations are in place. 2. Commvault Zero-Day Breach, CVE 2025-3928. Context. Nation-state actors exploited a previously unknown vulnerability in Commvault's web server, affecting its Azure-hosted infrastructure. Although no backups were compromised, the attack reveals how sophisticated actors exploit cloud-native tools. vCISO recommendations. Cloud exposure. Review. Assess Azure deployments for web-exposed services and validate patch levels. Zero-day containment playbook. Update incident response to include cloud-native zero-day scenarios. Vendor assurance. Reassess SLAs and breach disclosure timelines for all backup vendors. 3. AirPlay airborne vulnerabilities in Apple ecosystem. Context. Vulnerabilities in AirPlay SDKs, CarPlay, and related components could allow remote code execution, surveillance, and even vehicular compromise. vCISO recommendations. BIOD risk strategy. Enforce device hygiene policies and disable high-risk wireless protocols in sensitive areas. Network segmentation. Isolate AirPlay and consumer-grade devices from corporate LANs. Secure mobility program. Extend endpoint visibility to car-integrated devices and non-traditional IoT. 4. Ascension healthcare breach via third party, US. Context. One of the largest US healthcare providers disclosed that PHI was exposed due to a December 2024 incident at a former partner. The breach impacted hospital systems nationwide. vCISO recommendations. Third-party lifecycle management. Institute exit strategies and data revocation policies when terminating vendors. Healthcare data controls. Implement HIPAA-aligned logging and red flag monitoring for ePHI movement. Incident notification. Readiness. Ensure breach disclosure protocols include indirect incidents. 5. The Wizards APT SELAC-based IPv6 AITM lateral movement. Context. Chinese APT group The Wizards is using IPv6 SLAAC spoofing and the Spellbinder tool to redirect traffic and manipulate legitimate software updates. vCISO recommendations. IPv6 security hardening. Disable SLAAC where unnecessary. Validate IPv6 configurations and logs. Update integrity controls. Use digital signatures for all software distribution. Advanced threat detection. Deploy behavioral analytics to detect lateral movements via MITM tactics. 6. Nitrogen ransomware campaign, Cobalt Strike, plus malvertising. Context. A fake WinSCP installer, distributed via Bing ads, led to targeted attacks using Cobalt Strike, log tampering, and persistent footholds. vCISO recommendations. Malvertising awareness campaign. Educate users on verified download sources and browser ad hygiene. Cobalt Strike detection. Use Yara rules and EDR tuning to identify post-exploitation behavior. Log tamper controls. Secure logging infrastructure and enable worm. Write once read many protections. 7. APT-28 targets, French government and OT sectors. Context. The Russia-backed group APT-28 escalated cyber espionage against French ministries, defense industries, and research sectors throughout 2024. vCISO recommendations. Sector threat mapping. Assess risk exposure if operating in government, aerospace, or defense verticals. Cyber diplomacy awareness. Monitor geopolitical tensions that could translate into cyber campaigns. Red team simulations. Validate readiness against APT-style TTPs. MITRE ATT and CK aligned. 8. Nebulous Mantis. Cuba Storm 0978. Targets, NATO and defense. Context. Russia-linked APT Nebulous Mantis has leveraged Romcom RAT and LOTL tactics to infiltrate NATO-aligned organizations. Spear phishing and bulletproof hosting are key enablers. VCISO recommendations. Defense sector targeting alerts. Ensure specific rules are in place for Romcom and spear phishing payloads. LOTL defense readiness. Monitor native tools usage, e.g. PowerShell, WMI, to flag suspicious lateral movement. Domain rotation surveillance. Use threat intel feeds to track and block fast flux and rotating infrastructure. RansomWatch, Australia. Watkins Steel, Canada. Yukam, Germany. Ball Logistic, Italy. Nuovatflit, Japan. Ushio, Spain. FCC, United States. Boston Conveyor and Automation.com. Coop Global Chauffeured. Digestive Specialists. DLCI.com. Gorham Sand and Gravel. Matrix New World Engineering. Missouri Pipe Fittings. Amosyuk.com. National Steel City. The Permacold Engineering. RFSD13.org. Flag unclear but assumed US. Simco Electronics. Southwood Financial. SWF Funding LLC. Educap Inc. SouthernAgelC.com. Telco Intercontinental. Final thought from your virtual CISO. Cyber defense is no longer about reacting. It's about preparing before the noise starts. Take today's quietness as your opportunity to double-check defenses, close gaps, and boost visibility. Silence from attackers doesn't mean safety. It often means they're working harder to stay hidden. If you're looking to elevate your cyber program or want tailored executive briefings, reach out at VCISO.au, your strategic security partner.